Welcome back to another episode of Ask the Expert here at SILCA. I'm Travis, the e-commerce manager. Today we're going to be going over how to use our EOLO regulator with a CO2 cartridge. So we'll get started and show you some of the tips and tricks and kind of common flaws that we see. Alrighty, well now that we have a unfortunate flat on the side of the road, we're going to be using our EOLO and CO2 to reinflate the tires so we can get back on the road. It's a pretty simple process. We're going to take the threads of the CO2 and thread them in to the side of the EOLO with the tricolor bands. What we're going to do is thread them in until it's finger tight, until you get a little bit of resistance, and that's when you're pushing right up against that pin. The next step is you're going to want to give it a good hard twist. Make sure that you're really puncturing it and sealing that CO2 so you don't get any blowout or anything. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Give it one twist, and now we're ready to use it. So the other side of the EOLO regulator will thread on to a Presta valve. I would not recommend doing that. It's a spring actuated chuck, so you can control the flow. There's no need to thread it on. Really the only thing that does is risks pulling that valve core out when inevitably it's going to get cold, a little bit frozen on there. So all we have to do once you have it threaded on is simply come up here and push it onto the valve. Alright, well now that we have some air back in our tire and we're ready to roll again on the road, one thing that we see people forget to do oftentimes is you might have a little bit of leftover air left in this canister. We're going to want to make sure that we get rid of that completely before we unthread the canister. So if we don't, sometimes we can that compressed air will blow into the EOLO regulator and blow out some seals that we want to make sure stay in there. So all you need to do, push it down against a table or a roadside and depress it until all the air is out. Now that all the air is out, we can just simply go ahead and unthread the canister, put it back in your saddlebag, and you're ready to go. Thanks for joining us here at another episode of Ask the Expert with SILCA. If you have any other questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below and we'll get them answered as soon as we can.